Catherine. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing our first ever TBR jar picks my reads for the month. I'm so excited. I cannot lie though, I've tried to film this video 4 times. I'm currently dog sitting and the dogs just keep barking. So I have drawn all my prompts, but I still want to share them with you and show you what I'm going to try and read this month. First prompt is an award-winning book. The book I chose for this prompt was Little Women. I've never actually read it. I have seen the movie. It is fantastic. If you don't know the story, it says in 19th century New England, in the shadows of the Civil War, the 4 teenage March sisters will come of age, sharing joys and hardships, dreams and disappointments. In the throes of unfamiliar poverty and adult responsibility, the girls, with their wildly different personalities, find it's not an easy time to make the transition from girlhood to womanhood. But nurtured by their wise and beloved Marmee, they are bound by their love for one another and their feminine strength they share. Super excited to read it. It follows the journey of these 4 sisters and kind of how they are like coping in the face of Civil War and just how they interact with one another. And it's an incredible story and I can't wait to actually read it for the first time. I've seen the play and the musical a bunch. Okay, the next prompt I picked is a book with a movie TV adaptation. I actually think I'm gonna read Hamnet for this. This is a story that really speaks to me. I just have never read it. It's essentially the story of, I believe, Shakespeare's wife. And if you don't know, I have a major in theater, so it's a big interest of mine, but let's read it. It says, England, 1580, the Black Death creeps across the land, an ominous threat, infecting the healthy, the sick, the old, and the young alike. The end of days is near, but life always goes on. A young Latin tutor, penniless and bullied by a violent father, falls in love with an extraordinary, eccentric young woman. So I believe this is a story about the wife and their son that passed away. I've been to Stratford-upon-Avon. I've been to Shakespeare's house. So I think I'm gonna really enjoy reading this. I do think it's a devastating story though, and I think the movie is even sadder, so I think this might be a hard emotional read, but I'm excited to get to it. Our next prompt is book that is a 1-word title, and I chose for this Babel. This is a special edition I just got for my husband for his birthday, but I've never read it. I've read R.F. Kuang's Yellowface, loved it so much. And my husband's read this, he loves it, so I thought I'd give it a try. It also kind of matches my nails. Ignore this one, setting up my classroom, occupational hazard. This will be a really good and interesting read, and I'm really excited. What is the book Babel by R.F. Kuang about? It says, it's a historical fantasy epic that follows a group of students who study translation. The story is set in alternate England that grapples with themes of colonization, academia, and the power of words. The protagonist is orphaned by cholera in Canton and plucked out of China by a wealthy, mysterious Babel professor. Throughout the book, he becomes a student at Babel and comes to learn that serving Babel, creating silver, would be a betrayal of his homeland. I don't know if that's accurate, but something to do with like university language studies. I'm excited to read it. All right, 2 more prompts. We have even page number. For this book, I chose First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I just picked this up on my honeymoon in Maine, and it has exactly 400 and, shut up, I read it wrong. I thought it was even. It's 435. Well, we have to pick a new one. Well, that's not good. I don't read Say You'll Remember Me. What the heck? Perfect. 388. So this will be our read for the book with the even page number. Abby Jimenez books help me fall in love with reading. Love her stuff. What is this? It's like a, oh, it's a cute little poster. Okay, that's precious. Put that there. Let's read what this one is about. In everyone's life, there's a split-second decision that can change everything. For Larissa, it came when choosing which guy to ride home with after a concert. That night, she had no idea she'd meet the perfect man. She and Chris are great together. Co-parenting co-parenting a slightly tinged rescue Yorkie, sharing their favorite books and judging bread. Pumpernickel for the win. For the first time, after all her side hustles to scrape by, things finally feel easy. But Chris isn't the one who drove Larissa home all those months ago. Chris is her boyfriend's best friend. All Chris wants is for Larissa to be happy. Standing by the sidelines is slowly killing him, but making a move would destroy someone else. How can something happen? How can something that feels so right be absolutely impossible? So like a love triangle moment? I don't know. The last prompt is a young adult novel. This is perfect because my best friend's a middle school English teacher, and she taught this to her students, and I'm really excited to read it. It's called Scythe, and let's read the back. It says, a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and even has conquered death. Now scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra, I don't know, and Rowan are chosen to apprentice a scythe, a role that neither wants. The teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequences of failure could be losing their own. They learn living in a perfect world only comes with a heavy price. Super, super excited to read this. Oh, it's also an award-winning book, so it can count for the other category. Scythe is a trilogy too, so I'm excited to read it and talk to my friend about it because she's a teacher. Anyway, those are the 5 books I'm going to attempt to read in July. Mind you, I'm setting up the classroom, getting ready for the fall, but I'm super, super excited. Make sure you subscribe so you follow along to see if I actually followed through and read these, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.